So where do you live? Do you live in Saskatchewan, New York? Do you live in Palakatakatak, Arizona? Whatever town you live in, it should have a small music shop or a music shop. Those are good towns I made up.
I know. It's like, where are these places? I want to go visit them.
I've been to Reno, Fargo, Minnesota, Detroit, Chicago. I almost want to start doing that whole thing. I can do the song. It's really depressing. I've done it like in these sort of bad Broadway show versions of it. It's been entertaining. But no, we were all sitting there talking this morning, and we think, and we hope, and we pray like every town like of a certain size should have a guitar shop.
Absolutely. I had a student last night who's in the guitar shop with me here, and he was like walking around the music store, and he brought something up, but he didn't realize every town doesn't have a really cool guitar shop in it, let alone just a music store in general. And I was like, yeah, man, it's not.
Well, like, and that's the thing is like, because I'm very proud of our little shop. Like we have a great business here. We have a lot of fun. I love the community that we've created. I love the people that work with us, from us to our manufacturers to our reps to Donnie Rod. You know, I just talked to him last night. He always sings me lullabies. He works at Taylor Guitars. Just because I can't sleep sometimes. I don't sleep. If you've worked with me at all and I bought a guitar, you know I'm emailing you back at 12 a.m. It's I need a life. But it's disturbing. But no, like it's, even if you don't, I consider our shop a pretty successful and good shop. But even if shops like not of this tier or shops that are well above us, like Wildwoods and Wildwood.
And Wildwood. Don't forget about Wildwood.
No, and CME or whatever. But like all the any small music shop. Like when I grew up, like we had this place called Pine Dean Music, and it was awesome. It was a little small music shop, and it was the type of shop you walked into. It looked like there was like some used auto parts there, a few guitars, Gorilla amps was like the top tier amp, maybe some Crate solid states, maybe about 4 or 5 guitars, no brands you've ever heard of, maybe a vintage Fender 1983. Like that's really expensive.
That was a good year.
That you can't touch. Mark my words, in a few years, 83 Fenders will be $10,000.
I believe it. I saw a post of a Gibson from 82 the other day, and it said vintage on it.
$10,000, 83. But anyway, but it was in the, like, you know, and Bob was the owner. He's sitting there with he looked like kind of like you, but older. He had Bob Ross hair with a beard, and he reminded me of Bob Ross. Always smelled of cigarettes and cigarettes. And everyone was in there sort of smoking, wearing jeans, and like playing guitar. And it was, you go in there as a kid and just be like, wow, I want to hang out at a place all day and do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I had a music store like that where I grew up, just a couple towns over, and it was called Buchanan's, and it's still there.
What's it called? Yeah, it's still there.
And it was cool, because it was, they didn't have any super notable brands usually, but what they did have was a ton of PA stuff, a ton of records, and couches where you could just hang out and waste a lot of time.
No, but like in the serious note of what these things, and that's great. Like that's what we want. It's like small, like, and we're hoping in the future. Right now is like the worst possible time to open a guitar shop because there are no guitars from manufacturers to get, and there's not opening anybody. But it creates, the first thing and most important thing, it creates a musical community. Yeah. Because most likely you're going to have a teaching program.
Absolutely. And also it's kind of like the crossroads for all musicians to meet at. I know for me and my friends that was our meeting place, and then we'd hightail it off to other places to go and watch shows, go to other music stores, do anything. But that's where you meet.
Or now that Ding Dong Derek, that's his sort of nickname when we're just like Ding Dong Derek. Because he's like, not why you think, because he's a ding dong ditch like expert. He literally still does it at the age of 32 or however old he is, I don't know. And he runs to people's houses, ding dong, and like, but he had, instead of like a cake or a thing on fire, like a bag with poop in it, he has a cake, and he lights it on fire. So you're like, should I step on it or should I try to eat it? It's like, I don't know.
It's a lot less fun now that everybody has Ring doorbells.
Yeah, you got
a grown man come up, set a cake on their porch, and they're like, "What the hell?"
But speaking of cake, can we just? His wife doesn't watch this, so I can talk about it. But like, when it was so cute, he came in like this morning. He's eating his little pastry, and then he pulls another one out of his bag. It's his pastry number 2, and he goes, Joel. My wife's like, "Is that your second one?" He's like, "Hey, I needed to know if that one tasted as good as the first one." Here he comes.
First of all, they were different flavors. All right, different flavors.
Watch Tom Segura. He has a skit about croissants. It's on Netflix. Just watch it. He has like 4 specials on Netflix. They're all brilliant. Watch them. You can watch him start off like sort of rounder, and he gets smaller. He stopped eating the pastries at every shop. But I guarantee Derek will have like a Reese's Pieces later with me, and then maybe a cookie. We're gonna share a cookie later, or a brownie.
Day, baby.
Might be a brownie day.
Maybe a brownie
Might be a
day.
brownie day.
I don't even know what we're talking about. Anyways,
Brownies.
How-
C-cups. Shout out.
I'm sorry I got so distracted. That never happens. I apologize for me getting off topic. It's rare. Yeah, so no, what were we? I was like, are we talking about mods? Are we talking
Music
about guitar
stores,
necks? Are we talking about stands, pickups?
Stands and pickups.
No, it's the teaching program is like the incubus of a music community.
Yep.
And like Derek brought up to me, like it's just neat because I've been teaching for 25 years. So I have all these students that come back that are older than you, that way older than you.
Scary. I'm like,
And like these beautiful young men and beautiful young women, beautiful. like if you say young twice in a row, it sounds really nice. Like
60-year-old lady comes walking up and he's like, beautiful.
Or that woman that I helped sell her old vintage Martin for. Like, I think she is outrageously gorgeous. I won't say her
Beautiful
name. Vintage
old
1930s Martin. It ended up in New York. You know who I'm talking to if you watch this channel. But gosh, I totally have a crush on her. It's
She's
frustrating
beautiful,
when she comes to the
gorgeous.
shop.
And she's so nice too. She's kind and polite.
I gotta stop talking. Anyway, I'm just getting excited just thinking about it right now. Maybe she'll come in today. Just want to talk about guitars. I can take an hour to talk with you anytime.
Here's to hoping.
Gosh, wonderful. Sorry, I'm just having a moment. No, but it's like it starts with like that idea of having a place to hang out. Obviously, what you said.
Yeah.
But then the teaching, it creates this thing. So like I see these people that have grown up and like music. If you're a good teacher, it becomes a huge part of their lives. They can and they might come back and live in the same town, and they spread that too. Yeah. So it creates a musical community. It can happen. And you need to have a shop to create this.
Absolutely. Well, you built little bands here and put on really cool events for students where they actually get to play their first show. Because most of the time, think about it, if you're in high school, you can't play in a bar, right?
I did.
Well, there you go.
I'm old though. That's what you used to do back then.
You can't really get any gigs anywhere unless it's like a coffee shop, and even then it's a little tough because you might not know anybody else who plays music. So with lessons, you got more people who are playing.
No, we would force them you have here's this guy. You play bass, you play guitar. I don't care if you like each other. You do now. You're in a band. It's like marriage, man. Yeah, my wife hates me.
Yeah.
But like we have to stay together because we have 3 children and tax liabilities.
It's no good. One day you'll be free.
I know. Well, ever since she won for town council, I get so much freedom now. It's because she's off at meetings, like talking to old people that complain about everything, for like hours on end. And
I don't like ice cream.
I don't like.
Sir, it's time to go home.
I'm angry about colors. I don't want there to be different colors.
It's 1:30 in the morning, sir. Go home.
Why is there a road? I want the sidewalk to end. It was in a book I read as a child. There's sidewalk ends.
It's supposed to end. Everything's supposed to end.
Why'd you cut the tree down? Why'd you plant that tree? That tree is not native. I'm sorry. I'm so glad I'm not her. But anyway, I get a lot of free time because of that. And I get a lot of time with the kids. So it's good. We're kind of like we're divorced now.
On the way down the pipes, don't worry.
She hates me. It's okay. It's not, look at me. It's disgusting.
You're wonderful. Don't take that.
No, it does. Like that's one of the biggest joys of my life is seeing these, even the ones that have I forget the ones that have successful careers in music. That's a step above.
And you've got people who went off to where like LA, Texas, New York,
the world, like all over
everywhere.
Europe. It's been wonderful. But just seeing them have that as part of life, but then just having that in your community, the active part of it, and it creates the desire for more things to be heard, more people to perform out. It's just so much fun.
Well, it makes, I feel like for kids especially, it gives them this platform to kind of believe in themselves and they can do something completely on their own. You know what I mean?
Well, think about you. Like, how much do you identify as a musician now? Whereas, like, you were, like, when did you start? You were like a later bloomer.
Yeah, I started whenever
16?
I was 17 years old, 18 years old, and I didn't really start playing until like 18, 19.
That's super late in the world of guitar in general.
And really what helped me is through coming down this way to Southern Pines where there was this community that you had kind of built up. I met a ton of people who played music, and I was invited right into this community to start playing immediately. And it pushed me to grow faster.
It's so weird when I meet these kids that, like, I call them kids, like that I've taught, like, you meet through the thing. I'm like, wow, they have girlfriends and boyfriends now. That's gross. Like, somebody kisses that thing. I remember that. I call him Stinky Foot because he just used to smell like stink foot.
Smells bad.
Because he just didn't wear socks or something when he was in 7th grade, and his shoes were so disgusting. Oh my God.
Crocs are bad. Don't wear Crocs.
Well, the Crocs are okay if you're wearing, but it's the tennis shoes with no socks. Dude, I had some kids that I had to stop teaching one because I couldn't smell it. It was just so atrocious. It was like this acidic, pungent.
Smells like Cool Ranch Doritos.
Cool Ranch Doritos.
I
Cool Ranch Dorito
I
breath,
wish
to be
it smelled
exact.
like Cool Ranch Doritos.
Cool Ranch Doritos aren't bad on their own. It's once it enters the body, something happens and the breath becomes this pungent odor that sticks to all things.
Well, the good news is too, like on a side note, I don't mean to get distracted again. I did finish season 1 of Outlander. So like
How was it?
It was, I have no desire to watch anymore though. So like I finished it. I might down the road. Usually when you finish the season, you're like, I'm gonna watch the next one. It's gonna be awesome.
You can make a drinking game out of all the sex scenes, though. Am I correct? Like
No, there's not that much. It kind of it's 16 hours of maybe like 5 hours of good content, and I just don't. That's a month worth of television watching for me about.
We're like saturated with good TV right now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's.
Or if you haven't watched it yet, the movie on Netflix, Don't Look Up, is wonderful.
Hilarious.
You watched it finally?
Yes,
I thought
so good.
I was laughing out. I could have been a little bit shorter, a little bit of editing, maybe
bit shorter,
cut 20 minutes. But
Leonardo DiCaprio is hilarious, and I would not want to miss a
Jonah
scene
Hill,
with him.
spot
Jonah
on.
Hill.
Jennifer Lawrence, everybody. Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep as the
And then-
president.
I mean, I just went blank. I always forget her name, but I think she's so good looking and beautiful, and one of my favorite actresses. I just went blank. The TV show girl. She was in Lord of the Rings. She was Galadriel. I just prefer her Galadriel.
She's on there with Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry was funny in that.
Tyler Perry's great. He's
But
great
the-
in everything.
the
But
chick
she
was
was like
super funny,
and
yeah.
she was so hot in this movie. It's outrageous. Anyway, and her character was funny. Like one of the lines in the movie was like, I just love it so much. Like, what should we do? The world's about, the thing the world's going to end or whatever. I'm not going to give any spoilers away. She's like, I just want to drink and talk shit about people.
Yes, and they just start
And
drinking wine.
that should become a meme because that's so many people in life actually do. I feel like.
Yeah.
I just want to talk good things about people. It is. It's a really weird positive. That's why when you have me at the shop, and that's what I'm saying. Even the smallest, like the worst one you think it is, it creates this like sort of incubator and genesis like zone of a community. Like because you probably felt like a bit of an outsider when you were younger.
I did.
Because like most musicians are people that are craving attention, are isolated usually, need a lot of social interactions, and we don't know how to find people that we can talk to because we're not really into sports maybe,
Yep.
and we're not really into cars maybe, and we're not really into like getting beat up in the alleyways by mean bullies, and then your sister becomes good friends with them later in life, and then it's things like that. It's really weird. She knows it's really weird too. It's like whatever.
I mean, you're right though.
No, but we're all awkward.
Yeah, and we've all got kind of like this desire to do those things, to play music and stuff like that, and until you find people to do it with, this all sounds very weird now.
That thought me. That's
The
Derek talking.
the third part to this is our YouTube community because all that same stuff sort of exists.
I mean, it's not like I wasn't leading there.
Sorry, Baxter.
That's okay. It was a good thunder steal.
We have the same mind on how.
It's a very average mind. Like when we're both thinking like brownies, we're like, oh, I can't wait for Red Bull again soon too. I need some Red Bull. I haven't had Red Bull in a while.
There's a baseline to this.
But it is like that. That's what the whole YouTube channel that we have here. We're talking with you, and we're having. It's a dialogue, and it has become like some of my best friends that I've developed in my grown-up adult lifehood I've met through YouTube, and I've met through this weird way we interact now.
Well, it's super cool. I was on that video with Jonathan a few weeks back where we talked about amps, and I had asked people to leave in the comments, and I went through and looked through the comments, and people actually care, and it's cool to have that community.
Did
where
you
people
respond to those comments?
I actually did.
Okay, good.
On my personal YouTube, so it's got a different name on it, but yeah,
It
there's a few.
It doesn't count if it doesn't come from Casino Guitars.
And
You
we've
have to
actually
remember that.
made music with friends that we've made through the channel. So
Yeah.
like, there's been an actual music making experience.
Yeah.
Because villains.
Yep.
Richard Fortis,
That's right. Jonathan's made
J.D.
music
Simo.
with guys too on his own outside of it with his YouTube stuff, but guys that he met through here, so they're all there.
I was like, if Noel Gallagher would just let me be friends with him on YouTube. It was because Liam Gallagher, somebody like created like a Liam Gallagher thing, and someone's done Noel Gallagher. I was like, and they respond. It's like I know it's not really them, but I was like, man, it's like the part of my heart's like, man, the Gallaghers are talking to me.
It'll happen one day.
One day I'll run into them like, man, I like you guys. Let's watch a football game and have a good time.
It'll be good.
That's all I want to do. But that's it. It's like, cause I literally, we've had people that have become friends through this and like traveled and actually stayed here at Casino pretty much.
We've had people spend their honeymoon here. That's the craziest one to me.
I've had people sleep in my house.
That's
Which
right.
is an apartment.
The dolphin trainers in the world.
I mean, yeah, but it's open. Like, and one of my good friends that I sort of met through all this stuff too, he's like moving to North Carolina right now as we speak, and it's God, I don't even know how I met one of my other strange friends in Florida that He's covered in muscles and tattoos. He works in the financial industry. I don't say names, but he says he works in the financial industry. I think he's kind of like John Wick, though.
I hope he's like.
He's like the guy from Nobody. He doesn't look like he's not like that guy at all. But that's his job, though. He's an auditor. Yeah, I think that's what he does because he says no. I work with he has a basic voice. I work in finance.
He does wet work.
Yeah, it's like if I come to your door, you don't want to see me there. He's like Jason Bourne, but like he's not like all Matt Damon-y. He's like
nobody.
He's nobody. No, this guy's cool.
Yeah, but nobody, but somebody. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah,
nobody.
that went right over Baxter's head.
I know. Yeah, you missed it. It's fine.
I get it.
Okay.
I didn't get it. What are you talking about?
The Matrix.
No. Oh, God. Don't get me started on that.
Okay.
Dude, I was talking to James the other day. I was like, what do you think of the Matrix? He's like, I thought it was pretty good. I'm like, you're an idiot. He also loves the sequels. And you're going to be like, I liked it too because you're young and you're dumb.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was like a good, average, like, haha. Like, I could tell that the girl who directed it, who was, started with the originals, she didn't want to do it. I could tell from the script she was like doing the whole like spitballing, coming up with ideas thing. And
the Matrix isn't supposed to be good, haha, funny. It's like, it's not, that's the problem.
dark.
It was an awesome, like, sort of like expose on our obsession with technology and what we were becoming. And then now it's just sort of like a quiche and like the hand holding thing. I was like, no. I'm not giving anything away, but I'm sorry, because I'm a Matrix. I remember seeing it in 1999 in the theater with Patrick Wickham. Like, we got there, it was awesome. Like, it was the first time I'd seen him in a year or so. And like, it was this moment, and like, it was a great movie, and it changed everything when he flies off in the sky. Like, whoa.
I rewatched them before this one came
I rewatched
out.
it again after I saw the new one.
The first one is great. The next two, they get a little bit more into the dialogue and a little bit more.
Well, that's when you watch
into
all of their movies, the Wachowski sisters, right?
Yeah.
And it's the Wachowskis. I was like, not the Coens, who also make great movies, but like all of their movies. Like, I like all their movies. I've watched all of them. It's frustrating, but they kind of get sort of like pseudo psychological philosophy babble, like Cloud Atlas and the Jupiter Ascending, best bad movie ever. I've talked about it before. Love it. Space Gates, amazing. Channing Tatum, amazing.
To me, the other ones were good. They just had a little bit more of like what you're saying, the philosophy, talky, kind of gibberish. That it's not like, oh, we're dodging bullets the whole time. It's kind of more.
Well, it's not about dodging bullets the whole time. I mean, the first half of the first Matrix is really strong too. Like, just the mystery of it, and it's hard to recapture that mystery. It's like the Bourne Identity.
Well,
that's the mystery of like him figuring out who he is.
I mean, how iconic is it to see Morpheus offer Neo the pills? You know what I mean? It's like, whoa. Okay, that's
just not having Lawrence Fishburne in it just is unacceptable.
That took away a lot. I agree.
Unacceptable to me.
Because it was just so.
Anyway, sorry. Why are we talking about the Matrix?
Because it's just so good.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't even know. Yeah, but so music shops, you should have one. No, it's but if you have a local one, support it. Like, go in there, like, just try to be friends with some of the folks. If they're rude and like they're yucky, and if the local shop is Guitar Center, go in there and support it. Yeah. If the local shop is Sam Ash, definitely go in there and support it, because Sam Ash might be there because he goes to all of his shops, believe it or not.
That's pretty
cool.
That
dude's
Sammy
cool.
Ash.
He's a wiry, cool dude. I bet that dude's a pool hustler.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, because I remember learning pool hustling when I was a kid. Yeah. Like this guy, he used to do yard work around town. He took me under his wing for some reason. He's an older black gentleman, and John's his name. That's all I'm gonna say. But man, he was good. He was a great singer. He'd be a pastor at church, but he knew how to hustle pool.
That's what you want.
That's cool.
Everybody needs a guy like
Sammy
that.
Ash, baby. I hope that Sammy can do that too. I'm gonna play pool with Sammy one day.
Yeah. If you have a music store there locally, go to it.
Whatever
even
it
if
is.
it's one that you're like, oh well, they don't have Fender Custom Shop, or they don't even have Fender. It doesn't matter.
Or they don't even have Yamaha. They don't have Behringer. They don't have Gorilla. They don't have Crate.
Be in the environment. Enjoy it. And soak it up.
You can actually make that music shop what you want it to be.
That's true.
You can transform it with the community you bring to it, and it's a neat thing to see happen. I've seen it happen where shops have sort of grown and, I was going to say blossomed. Bluster's a bad thing. Yeah, blossomed. Great show from the 90s too. Woo! Banger. I don't remember what she looks like at all, actually. Was Blossom? I don't remember at all.
I never watched Blossom.
I think she was in the movie Pumpkinhead as well, if I remember correctly.
I didn't watch that either. I'm
That's
sorry.
a great sort of like B horror film. It's a pumpkin monster. It kills you. It's a great creature effect. I think Stan Winston was involved in the effects making of that creature. If I'm not, I could be wrong.
I don't know who that is either. Sorry, folks.
So I'm not going to say who Stan Winston is, but if you'd like to put in the comments, educate Sean on who Stan Winston is. That's all I'm going to say.
Please and thank you.
No, but thanks for joining us. Support your local shop. Click subscribe. All the other stuff we talk about normally. Hit the bell. That's about it, though. Thank you for being part of our community. We really love it. We enjoy it. And just shout out to everybody out there. Thank you.